What's going on, guys? Good evening. Good evening. I have a special show for y'all today. In the chat, let me know if y'all can hear me. Mic check 1 2 2. Okay, cool. The feedback sounds good. Now, before we begin, guys, for those who are wondering where I be at, man, you guys got to get plugged into the Patreon. I just dropped a fire list, top 10 digital assets watch list for December 2022. You can already see some of them. You already know. Make sure you're tuned in to the Patreon. Also, guys, the Trends of the Crypto course, the sale is going to end at the end of this year, okay? And I'm going to give you guys 3 reasons why I believe that we got a rally coming up Q1. I'm going to give you guys 3 reasons why, okay? But, guys, for those who are still not in the know of crypto, or you're not feeling comfortable, because right now, we got to get these topics going and flowing for a more advanced level because of the fact that, while other people are going to be playing catch up, we're going to be cashing out. So that's why, for those of you who still are not in the know, the beginner's course allows you to research crypto, how to look into different crypto, how to, set up limit orders on exchanges. So in case you want to catch a flash crash, you can set up a very nice price. If Bitcoin goes to zero, you can catch that flash crash, right? Got interview with my mentor who's a millionaire, along with an interview with a 25-year-old millionaire, different coins list, how to stake Shiba Inu, yes, how to earn passive income on your Shiba, right? That's something that, a lot of people don't know about. So guys, make sure to get dialed in because this course is right now at an all-time low. We're giving you guys a bear market sale on that. So don't sleep on that, okay? Now, as I said, guys, today I got a big show for you guys. But before I begin, and let me know in the chat where you from, right? Let me know in the chat where you from and where you watching from, right? Before we begin, Sam Beckman Fraud was in some sort of a convention, Deal Brook or Deal Book Summit, something like that, where he gave an interview, right? And we're gonna play a clip of this interview, and then you guys are gonna, I want to get you guys. Oh my gosh, man, my audio's all the way up. Why didn't y'all let me know? Dang, I'm yelling and I got the audio all the way up. Okay, guys, let me know what you guys think, and let me know if you guys can hear this too. All right, we're gonna make sure. What I'm saying, we're working right now to get new equipment in. I promise you that. All right, guys, let's get it going.
How concerned are you about criminal liability at this point?
So I don't think that. I mean, obviously, I don't personally think that I have. But I think the real answer is that's not. It sounds weird to say, but I think the real answer is that's not what I'm focusing on. It's there's going to be a time and a place for me to sort of think about myself and my own future, but I don't think this is it. Like, right now, I mean, look, I've had a bad month. This is not going to be a fun month for me, but that's not what matters here. Like, what matters here is the millions of customers. What matters here is all the stakeholders in FTX who got hurt and trying to do everything I can to help them out.
Okay, guys.
How concerned are you about liability?
So, the interviewer asked Sam Beckman Freed or Fraud, right? How concerned he is about his future and his freedom. And, he says it's not about me, it's about the customers. And then he says he's had a bad month. And then the crowd was laughing, as you guys saw, right? And you know what was crazy to me? The first time when I saw the crowd laughing, AAA, I thought it was a skit. Like, I thought it was like an edited video. When you watch sometimes the YouTube videos and they edit a meme in there? I thought it was edited. No, it was a real audience, guys. So Sam Beckman Fraud is in the Bahamas right now, and the audience is in New York laughing. AAA says the audience laughing was psychotic. Yeah. Like, I'm thinking to myself, what is so funny? You have millions of people that lost money on this. I remember I was watching a YouTuber. I forgot his name. He's a miner. His name is Vault Coin or Vault Chain. I forgot, but he talks about mining, right? And he's been mining Bitcoin and other cryptos for years. He lost money in the FTX situation. Then there was somebody in his comment section talking about they lost 650,000, right? And I'm thinking to myself, the guy that lost 650,000 compared to Sam Beckman Fraud, him losing 16 billion, he probably lost his whole life savings, right? Everything. Sam Beckman Fraud, he lost 16 billion, but guys, don't be fooled. It wouldn't shock me if he's got at least 2 billion tucked somewhere in those islands in the Bahamas or Caribbeans. If it's not in the form of cash, it might be in the form of other assets, gold, who knows? And the fact that this audience is laughing, I'm gonna play it one more time, man, because some of y'all might not have caught it. So I'm gonna play it one more time.
I don't think that, obviously, I don't personally think that I have, but I think the real answer is that's not, sounds weird to say, but I think the real answer is that's not what I'm focusing on. It's, there's going to be a time and a place for me to sort of think about myself and my own future, but I don't think this is it. Like, right now, look, I've had a bad month. This is not been a fun month for me, but that's not what matters here. Like, what matters here is the millions of customers. What matters.
The fact that they're laughing at, and like I said, guys, at first I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a meme that somebody edited in the first time I saw it, because I couldn't believe that there are actually people that are laughing at him like it's funny. It's very disturbing to me that we have a guy who is a fraud, a criminal up there, and people are laughing like it's a joke. It just shows you how wicked society has become, that you got this guy up here who scammed a lot of people out of their money because he was misappropriating funds, right? And there are people in the audience laughing. And make no mistake, there are people right now somewhere who see this. If they're angry, I totally understand, and they're justified. Because I guarantee you, guys, that there are a lot of people that wish they could put hands on Sam Beckman Fraud. And you know what? Honestly, I pray for those people. I really do. Because imagine you lost 650K. Whew. I just, it's crazy, man. It's nuts. AAA says, according to him, he only had 100K left. I don't believe that for a second. Yeah, and how can you believe them? Because the whole time when he's talking, he's got his head down because he's probably, and he's shaking because he's probably thinking of, like, because obviously he's nervous and scared, but he probably, if somebody's telling you the truth, even if they're not comfortable, they'll look you in the eye. But this guy, he ain't got no frame, nothing at all. It's really that part felt clipped. It did, AAA, but you know what? It's a real part. That's the scary part. Mr. White says, I watched this. Sounds like a politician to me. Just a lot of talking in circles. Yeah. And you know what? I will say, though, Mr. White, that the interviewer asked some really good questions, especially the last question that he asked, like, what would you recommend in regards to people that have their money on exchanges with what you know, right? I thought that was a really good question, right, guys? And guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I still have limit orders set up for low prophetic numbers. I still do. But I'm not going to lie. I removed 99% of my funds, bro. So I got still a little bit of money on exchanges for limit orders that I want to catch for some of these low Bitcoins and low Shiba numbers if a flash crash were to happen, right? Or when, right? But like I said, guys, I only put on the exchange what I'm willing to lose. Now, you guys know my motto. I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. My motto is, you should only have on the exchange when you're trading. That's my motto. You feel me? But if you have limit orders on the exchange, be very, very cautious, And because I'm not going to tell you to leave money on the exchange. So when I tell you guys, yo, I removed 99% of my funds from the exchange, that's what I did, because I'm not willing to lose that 99%. That's why I only left 1% there. And I've never used FTX. I would never recommend FTX. Matter of fact, and somebody asked me, yo, you still think Coinbase is good? I think Coinbase is good. Yeah. Qcoin, Qcoin, like I said, Qcoin, I got, listen, like I said, man, you should only be leaving something on the exchange if you're day trading. Now, if you're like me, you got limit orders set up, then make sure that whatever you have set up there for limit orders, if something were to happen, God forbid, let me say that again, if something were to happen, but God forbid, right? Because I'm not here trying to speak negativity into light. But if something were to happen, you got to be mindful of, yo, I'm willing to risk this, right? So this is one of the reasons why I always recommend ledgers. You guys can walk into Best Buy right now and get you a ledger, right? Get you a Ledger S Plus or Ledger Nano X. You can get one of them things right now. You ain't got to wait 3-4 weeks anymore to get it from France, you know? But it's just the craziness to me, the fact that this fool, and look at, I mean, he looks like an evil anime character. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, I gotta keep it real.
Yeah, my name is Sam Beckman Freed. I'm a pansexual who likes to have orgies in my mansion. I mean, look at this guy, looks like an evil a villain from a movie.
Oh my God. Oh. You feel me? That's just crazy. So yeah, guys. So today, guys, we got a lot of. We're just gonna get straight into it, man. Because, like I said, I don't, because you know, guys, I can be long-winded sometimes, right? And guys, hit the like button. Likes are free, right? So the market has pumped a little bit, right? And we're gonna talk about it more here in a moment. But guys, today I'm gonna give you 3 reasons. 3 reasons why I think we may have a Q1 rally. 3 reasons. Hold on, guys. I forgot to pull up. See, this is what happens when I do one of these presentations, man. I know I forgot something. Let me do this here right quick. Right? But 3 reasons, guys. And you might want to take notes for this. You might want to take notes for this because we're going to get into something, right? Now, if you're on the Patreon, what I'm talking about is going to be review, right? Because I talked about this a couple days ago on Patreon. So this is nothing new, okay? So right now, guys, you are seeing the timer for the Bitcoin halving clock. Can anybody in the audience tell me what the Bitcoin halving is? Okay, you don't know? Okay, that's fine. I'm not mad at you for that, right? Now, the Bitcoin halving, when I came into the crypto market 5 years ago, I wasn't really familiar with this, right? Now, when you look at the clock, it says 480 days, 5 hours. Estimated timing is March 25th, 2024. And I know you're scratching your head right now saying, wait, Solo, but on the video title, you said 3 reasons Bitcoin could go to 40K by March 2023. So what is this Bitcoin halving about? I'm glad you asked. One of my favorite websites that I always tell you guys about, right? If you are a beginner or if you are a vet, is Investopedia, right? Now, the Bitcoin halving, you guys know I'm not the most articulate or elegant when it comes with my words, right? So I'm going to play this little clip for you guys that's going to explain to you what the Bitcoin halving is. And then we're going to chop it up. And then we're going to get really into it. So guys, let me know. Here we go. Oh, they got to add? They really got to add. These fools. They really got to.
Monthly price at Best Buy. A Bitcoin halving event is when the reward for mining Bitcoin transactions is cut in half. Bitcoin halving induces inflation in the cryptocurrency's price by reducing the number of Bitcoin in circulation and creating increased demand. The implications of Bitcoin halving are similar to that of other assets with a low or finite supply, like gold. Imagine if the amount of gold mined out of the earth was cut in half. If gold's value is based on its scarcity, then a halving of gold output would theoretically drive its price higher. Bitcoin halving happens after every 210,000 blocks mined, or roughly every 4 years. This reward system will continue until around the year 2140, when the proposed limit of 21 million is reached. After that point, miners will be rewarded with fees, incentives to keep the network going. The theory of the halving and the chain reaction that it sets off works something like this. The reward is halved, which in turn halves the inflation, lowers available supply, boosts demand, and ultimately leads to a higher price. And miners' incentive still remains, regardless of smaller rewards, as the value of Bitcoin is increased in the process. Halving is one of the most pivotal events on Bitcoin's blockchain. It marks another drop in the rate of new Bitcoins being produced as it approaches its finite supply. Previous halvings have correlated with intense boom and bust cycles that have ended with higher prices.
Great. Excellent. Now, this video, guys, explains perfectly what a Bitcoin halving is, right? The way I would describe it to a noob is Bitcoin halving basically slows down the production of Bitcoin, right? And then that also slows down the rewards for miners. This is one of the reasons why miners, you hear them talk about how mining Bitcoin in 2022 is not worth it compared to maybe mining back in 2010, 2011, or even 2017, right? Because the rewards are getting now split. And on top of that, now the fact that you have a lot more miners in the crypto space compared to 5 years ago, they're not making much mining Bitcoin, right? And so this slows down the production of crypto, which actually makes Bitcoin deflationary in an aspect, right? And so I know you guys are wondering, well, what does this have to do with increasing the price, Solo? What does this have to do with this timer that you're showing us? Well, I'm glad you asked. So this is one thing that I pulled up on Patreon, right? And I'm showing you guys this graph. Now, I know what the haters are going to say. They're going to say, my detractors are going to say, oh, the past doesn't indicate the future. There's no correlation of the past with causation of the future, or causation of the past with correlation to the future. I know that's what they like to say, but then those same detractors, Master Tactics, they will then talk about being technical analytics or analysts, and they will pull up what? Past chart. Yes, right? So guys, obviously, listen, I'm just showing you what happened in the past. And I'm not saying that this is going to 100% happen, that we're going to have a rally, but I'm going to give you guys my most bullish case, my most bullish scenario. This is a high IQ conversation. And if you're watching right now, you're not a dummy. And I don't say that lightly, but I'm saying you're not a dummy because to pay attention to this means that you actually care, or you want to understand, or you already get what I'm talking about. I'm not telling you something you might not know, okay? Now, here we have something known as Bitcoin halving timeline. And this is going to be very important. I need y'all to grasp this, because we're going to get into some ism right here, some real knowledge, okay? Now, you had the first Bitcoin halving in 2012, right? Now, here's something interesting to note, and I need y'all to pay attention to this. 365 days before the halving, Bitcoin increased by 385%, right? Then 365 days after the halving, it increased by 8,000%. Now, I know we all wish we would have been there in 2011, 2012, 2013, because we would have been making some moolah, right? Now, let's fast forward to the 2016 halving. 365 days before the halving, Bitcoin goes up 142%. 365 days after the halving, Bitcoin goes up 284%. So it's not the same as the prior halving percentage-wise for an increase, but nevertheless, it's still an increase. Still following me? Good. Let's keep it going. 2016 halving. 265 days before the halving, went up 17%. Yeah, that's the lowest of the low, okay? 365 days after the halving, it's 559%, okay? So this here right here is a timeline of all the halvings. And once again, this is the first thing I showed y'all at the beginning. The next halving is estimated to be in March 2024. Now, I know what you guys thinking. Well, Solo, you still are saying that there's going to be a rally in the quarter one of 2023. Indeed. Because here's the thing, and you guys can look this up. In previous Bitcoin halvings, right? Typically, the bottom has been estimated on average to be 477 days, okay? So what does that mean? So typically, 477 days to the next halving is the bottom of BTC. Where we at right now, Master Tactics? We're at 480 days, right? To the next supposed Bitcoin halving. Now, to be fair, March 25th is an estimated date. It says so, ETA. The halving could happen sooner than March 25th. It could happen a week sooner, 2 weeks sooner. Heck, it could even happen in February. Or the halving could even be later. It could happen in April, May, or even June. Keep that in mind. But if we're going off of these statistics and off of everything I'm showing you, right, and I know there are macroeconomic factors going on right now that could affect the markets. I understand that, but vibe with me for a second, right? I'm just showing you the data here of what I know. And you guys, this is why I always tell you guys, do your own research. Okay, bet. So here we go. So if the bottom is on average 477 days and we're at 480 days, what happens in 3 days? Well, common sense would tell you that we might be at the bottom, right? Now, nobody knows when the exact bottom is, right? Now, you guys remember I said earlier this month when FTX went down, right, that we would go down to 10K for BTC, right? Now I know somebody's wondering, what, Solo, how can you believe that we're going down to 10K and then we're going down to 40K? Well, once again, let me explain this. So looking at this historically, by the first point, the halving, we're going to see an increase, right? Now, typically, if you go back to the 2020 halving, if you were around in 2020, let me know, right? 365 days before the increase of the halving, Bitcoin was down and it only went up 17%. Now, why did this halving compared to the previous ones, why was that so low? Why was it low, you ask? Great question. It was low because we were dealing with the 19. You know, the jab or the precursor to the mark of the beast. Oops, did I say that out loud? Yes, I did. Right? So what happened, of course, is we know the crypto market, just with the stock market back in March and April, they crashed, right? And then sometime in April, don't have an exact date, the crypto market started to go back up again. So remember, in March, crypto went down to about 3,900 and something. By the end of December, where was Bitcoin at? 28,000 something. I don't have the exact numbers here, so forgive me for that. I should have had that handy for y'all. But Bitcoin went from 3,900 in March. By the end of December, it was 28,000 something. That's a drastic increase. Now, I know you're thinking, okay, Solo, that was on a bull run rally, but you're talking about Q1. Exactly. So we're going to get into that here just in a bit more. Because once again, I got more reasons, okay? This is just one reason. But when you look at the situation that we've been dealing with in the crypto markets, right? We've been dealing with Black Swan event after Black Swan event after Black Swan event, right? May it was Terra Luna, the Quan version. Then we dealt with Voyager. Then we dealt with Celsius. And I know I may not be listing them in order, but forgive me. Then 3A Voyager. Then we dealt with the FTX. Then BlockFi. And we're still not done yet. Okay. Now, the halving, guys. One thing I do know about the halving is that whenever the halving happens, as we look here, right? And I know people are going to say, there's no past with correlation to causation of the past to the future, Solo. Well, right now we have this, and this has never deviated from it thus far. So I'm going to stick with history for now, right? So it always shows an increase 365 days before the halving. That's facts. 365 days before the halving. If we go back here, it's estimated to be in March. So 365 days, if we go down to March 25th of 2023, that's still Q1, right? Okay, cool. Now, some might say, Solo, that's a weak argument. I'm not buying it. I'm not. Okay, then let's move to argument number 2. Let's go to argument number 2. Okay? Let's go to argument number 2. Because I'm giving you guys fundamental arguments here. So let's go to argument number 2. Wait. Hold on 1 second. Argument number 2. This is probably going to be my best argument for you today. The Fed chair, he's kind of like the president of the Fed. His name is Jerome Powell. I've talked about him before, right? He had an interesting thing to say. And if this doesn't prove my case give me some kind of credence with you guys, fine. We can move on to point number 3. But I think this is my strongest point. Let's see what he's got to say.
Restrictive to move inflation down to 2% over time. Monetary policy affects the economy and inflation with uncertain lags, and the full effects of our rapid tightening so far are yet to be felt. Thus, it makes sense to moderate the pace of our rate increases as we approach the level of restraint that will be sufficient to bring inflation down. The time for moderating the pace of rate increases may come as soon as the December meeting. Given our progress in tightening policy, the timing of that moderation...
Wait. What did he say? AAA, did you hear what he just said? Oh, AAA, I know you... No, AAA, don't play with me. I know you heard what he said. Oh, you want me to rewind it again? Rewind it again, Solo. Rewind it again. Oh, you want me to rewind it again? Rewind it again. Okay, I'm going to rewind it again. I hear you guys. Y'all act like y'all didn't hear what he just said. Okay, let's rewind this. Oh, let's go back. Like I said, I came prepared, guys. Let's go.
Thus, it makes sense to moderate the pace of our rate increases as we approach the level of restraint that will be sufficient to bring inflation down. The time for moderating the pace of rate increases may come as soon as the December meeting.
He said as soon as the December meeting. He said as soon as the December. Wait, I know. You want me to play it again? Yes, I'm going to play it again. Yes, I'm going to play it again. Because somebody's going to act like they didn't hear it. Let's go.
And the full effects of our rapid tightening so far are yet to be felt. Thus, it makes sense to moderate the pace of our rate increases as we approach the level of restraint that will be sufficient to bring inflation down. The time for moderating the pace of rate increases may come as soon as the December meeting. Given our progress in tightening policy, the timing of that moderation is far less significant than the questions of how much further we will need to raise rates to control inflation and the length of time that will be necessary to hold policy at a restrictive level. It is likely that restoring price stability will require holding policy at a restrictive level for some time. History cautions strongly against prematurely loosening policy.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me play that too. Wait. I didn't know he was still talking. He's almost as wordy as I am. Hold on 1 second. Let me play that.
Restrictive level for some time. History cautions strongly against prematurely loosening policy. And I'll close by saying that we will stay the course until the job is done. Thank you.
Okay, guys. So what does that mean? Well, you guys know, especially for those who follow me on Patreon, but the Feds, they influence the market, whether we like it or not, right? By increasing the interest rates, or they call it basis hike, right? And what Jerome Powell just said, and this is one of the reasons why we saw Bitcoin at 17K today, is that they're thinking about moderating the pace of rate increases, and that may come soon as the December meeting. Now, the December meeting, guys, is when? December the 14th. The CPI report is when? December 13th. Solo, how you know that? I'm a nerd. I'm supposed to know this, right? I don't know a lot, but I know a little bit. I'm just a little bit, right? So what does that mean? In other words, guys, if one, they don't increase it, we're expecting a 75-point basis increase rate hike, right? If let's say it's less than that, let's say it's 50 or 25, that could do what? It could help to be a catalyst of the markets, right? Now, some people are wondering, why is that? Because the CPI report was better than was expected. But he did say at the end, I will say that because I know my detractors, they like to hear anything I say to misquote me and besmirch my words. I know that he did say that we're going to side on the end of caution, right? But the reality is now there's some other things too that are happening, and I'm compiling this all together here. But the reality is, guys, if the inflation is already starting to decrease, right? And then the fact of the matter is that you're moderating the rate increases, the markets are going to be bullish. Why? Because it lets investors know now it's time to go in. Now it's time to go ham. 1 + 1 = 2. I know for some people, they don't think it's that simple, but it really is, right? AAA says the halving lines up perfectly with the Fed easing up on interest rates. BTC will go parabolic. Yeah, you know what? And that's another thing. If you think about it, right? When we get to Q1, let's say they still increase the rate hikes. But by the time we get into March of 2023, they're saying, yo, we're not doing any more rate hikes. That could also catapult the market, right? Now, will my 40K be on point? Who knows? I may be off then, right? And I'm just throwing that up there. But the reality is, guys, right now, the interest rates, you can't continue. See, what they're trying to do is they want unemployment to go up, right? They want unemployment to go up. Yes, they do. And they want inflation to decrease. The main issue is, though, how do you decrease inflation when gas prices are still up, right? And now when you're dealing with this issue of unemployment, well, that is definitely going to be going up because now we're in talks of all these tech companies laying people off. Okay, they're laying people off, and what's that going to do? Well, it's going to cause unemployment to go up. Well, how does this help the markets? Well, see, guys, the markets. I never said the markets were. What's the word that I'm looking for? Honest? I don't know. In your best interest. The markets are in the best interest of the corporations, ladies and gentlemen. The markets are in the best interest of the bankers, the people that have money. This is one of the reasons why now, if you try to get a house loan, it costs too much. And this is one of the reasons why house prices are down 7% from about 6 months ago or so. Now, they're talking about a housing crash. I might have to save that for another video, right? So this is probably my strongest point as to why we can see a rally in the first quarter because of the fact that this coincides with fundamentals, right? You guys know me. I'm a fundamentalist, also sentimental when it comes to that because, you know, I invest in projects with good people. But fundamentally, if Jerome Powell is feeling, as they know, dovish, that means they're feeling kind towards the market and not hawkish, right? This will the cryptocurrency market. And so do I think that they're going to increase it to I think that December 14th could be the catalyst of something epic. Let's for people, let's keep it a buck. I think that December 14th, if you're in position, it could be the catalyst for something epic, right? Because what that could mean is then Instead of keep increasing the rates, now they can roll back on the rates. And then the next Fed meeting after December, Mr. White, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it until February, right? Because they don't have a Fed meeting in January. So they have one in February. So then what you could be looking at is a rally, hypothetically speaking, from December the 14th till minimum at least February, whenever they plan on having the meeting in February. Okay, so guys, keep that in mind. So December 13th is going to be a critical day because that's when the consumer price index report is coming out. The CPI report is coming out, right? Mr. White, what did I say? Whatever I said, does it make sense? Do you guys understand what I'm saying here, or am I just blabbering on? Because the chat is really quiet, so I think maybe I'm putting people to sleep. Yeah, I probably did. They're like, yeah, Solo putting people to sleep again. All right. Number three, the third reason why we could be looking at a Q1 rally. This is my last reason, okay? Now, number three, before we get into it, is going to be, it's very, very, number three is probably my weakest reason, okay? Number two, I think, was my strongest because we got the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, saying what he said. But number three, I'm not going to lie to y'all. Number three is probably my weakest reason why we could have a rally in Q1. But nevertheless, number three is very important because number three could set things off if you're not ready for it. Number three is what I like to call the X factor. What's the X factor, you might ask? Number three is like, it's kind of like if you ever go on a horsing track, and by the way, I don't recommend you guys do that. I've never been, to be honest with you. But on a horsing track, right, they have the horses that are racing, and typically they have favorites. So the favorite usually has the higher odds to win, right? But number three is like a long shot. Now a long shot horse is one that's not expected to win. But if that long shot horse wins, typically people can win a lot of money, right? Doing that. So number three is a long shot. I'm going to be clear. So number three is very, very simple. The XRP case gets settled and XRP wins judgment against the SEC. Wait. You want to know why? Why there's going to be a rally? Oh, of course. Okay, of course. Let me explain. So, for those of you who don't know, XRP has been suppressed for about 2 years, right? And I know you're wondering, Solo, how has it been suppressed? It's still a top 10 coin. Exactly. That's why it's been suppressed. XRP should have been a number 2 or number 3 coin. Wait, it was a number 3 coin while it was still suppressed. But XRP should still be a number 3 coin minimum. And in the future, I think XRP will be a number 1 coin. So let me explain. It's very simple, guys. So with the XRP case, right, the price hasn't really gone up too high, right? The price has been pretty much down in the last 2 years. But yet XRP has still managed to be a top 10 coin, top 3 coin even at one point. How is that, Solo? Very simple. I'll give you all the reasons. Number 1, XRP, X marks the spot. X is the one like Neo. I've been telling y'all before. The utility, XRP, no other coin is messing with it. That's why I say X is the one, okay? X marks the spot. You have all these institutions, not just in the USA, but all over the world that have partnered up with Ripple, right? And as well as some of these companies that are using XRP, right? So here's the situation. When you look at the, let's take a look at here at the last bull run, right? So the last bull run, XRP went to 145 or 161, the highest. Now that would vary, of course, depending on exchanges. I know that. Let's keep that in mind, okay? Now XRP's all-time high was 392. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no reason why XRP's price last year should not have hit $10. Let me say that again. There's no reason why XRP last year should not have hit $10, but it didn't hit $10. Why? Because of the SEC case. So there's a lot of money on the sidelines right now. A lot of money on the sideline. Now, me personally, not to get conspiracy theory-ish on y'all, shout out to Veil TV, but I think this is all part of a manipulation method of the SEC and other powers that be to suppress the price. So why? So that way these wicked institutions and greedy bankers can buy it for cheap. Because there will be a point, make no mistake. There'll be a point. Today's September 30th, 2022. Do me a favor. November 30th. See, I'm so far ahead of myself. November 30th, 2022. Today, right? November 30th, 2022. Let's see what the conversation about XRP will be like November 30th, 2023. Let's see what that will be like. So this one right here, this is my long shot horse, my long shot horse to win. If XRP, if the case it gets announced, let's say in January 2023, XRP wins judgment against SEC, and SEC is going to have to bend over and pay XRP for the lawyer fee, because you get the point. You get the point, right? Now, we know XRP is going to be running, but it's going to bring a lot of bullish sentiment into the market. Why? Because hopefully we get clarity then. Well, we're not going to get clarity until regulation, let's be honest. But it's going to be a sigh of relief, and you're going to see money come into the markets. Now, the worst case scenario is if, let's say, well, the worst case scenario is that the absolute worst case scenario is XRP loses the case, and then every crypto besides Bitcoin, well, every crypto would go to zero. If XRP loses the case. But you know what? The only way I see them losing the case is a fake out. And I've said that before. They'll tell you guys, yep, XRP lost. Everybody's going to panic and sell all their crypto, right? These wicked people would do this. Everybody would sell their crypto. The crypto market would crash. And then they would come out like a day or two later and say, oh, we were wrong. Actually, XRP won. And while everybody's selling the XRP, they already did this. Wait, Solo, when did they do it? Remember when they said that XRP, the SEC case was coming out and XRP was going to be illegal in the U.S. exchanges? What happened? Everybody sold their XRP. Well, not everybody. I did at the time. I felt stupid, and you guys know that. Well, actually, I got XLM. But guess what? A lot of people gave up their XRP. And then guess who was buying it? So while XRP was dropping, and within days, XRP was going up. Why? Because these institutions were buying it up for the low. If you don't believe me, go do your research. Okay? So guys, this one is my long shot case. It's a very, very long shot case. I think that, guys, at the end of the day, these three reasons, if you look at it, and to recap, right? We got the halving. We talked about that, how 365 before the halving, there's a little run up, and 365 after, that's known as the bull run, right? So we got the halving argument. We got the Fed argument. Jerome Powell says that they're moderating the pace of rate increases coming as soon as December. This was definitely a bullish news, right?
Returning to monetary policy.
And then, of course, we got the fact that the XRP case could be resolved anytime. Anytime. And that by itself could also be a catalyst to a bull run. All right, guys. Now I'm going to take some questions. Let me hit this water. I'm going to take some questions, and then I'm going to be out. Savage Lions says, Solo, did you hear about the crypto billionaire dying? What do you think is happening? Billionaires dying. I heard about 2. I'm hearing that there was another one, 3. Do you really want me to be honest with you, Savage Lion, or do you want me to give you a politically correct answer?